Let's be brutally honest. There's a reason why the female body feels like a mystery most men can't solve. You've touched it, admired it, even obsessed over it, but what you didn't know is that her body is constantly speaking. Every movement, every shift in tone, every form of tightness, it's revealing how she feels about you. Most men never learn to read it. They're too distracted chasing validation instead of understanding truth. But once you can read what her body is saying, you stop guessing and start leading. Because a woman's body doesn't lie. It hides secrets her words can't admit. You've probably noticed some women relax around you instantly. Others, even when they smile, seem tense, guarded, almost electric. That's not random. That's her subconscious deciding if she feels safe or if she's testing your strength. Tightness is not always rejection. It's often protection. Her body tightens when her trust is uncertain, when she feels your uncertainty leaking through. A woman's body can feel the difference between a man who's grounded and one who's faking confidence just to get approval. See, what most men don't realize is this. Attraction in women doesn't start in the eyes. It starts in nervous systems. When she senses a man who's at ease within himself, her body relaxes in sync with his energy. But when she senses chaos, neediness, or insecurity, her body tightens, not because she doesn't desire you, but because something inside her is whispering, he's not safe yet. Women are not consciously choosing this. It's ancient biology. Her body reacts before her logic catches up. Think about it. When you're grounded, your breathing slow, your posture firm, your energy calm, her body mirrors yours. She softens, her shoulders drop, her voice lowers, her gaze lingers. You become the emotional anchor her body didn't know it needed. But when you chase, when you overthink every text, when you shrink under pressure, her body senses danger, not physical, but emotional. It tightens to protect itself. That's why the same woman can act open and glowing with one man and cold, unresponsive with another. It's not manipulation, it's energetic calibration. She's responding to your leadership. Her nervous system is asking, can I relax into him or do I need to stay guarded? Every woman's body carries its own language of safety and surrender, and when you learn to read it, everything changes. Here's something no one tells you. The female body isn't just physical, it's psychological. When she's tight, when she seems resistant or distant, it's not always about attraction. It's about trust. A woman doesn't open her body to a man she doesn't respect. Her tightness is the body's way of saying, prove you're stable, prove you're real. You can't fake that energy. You either embody it or you don't. Men often misinterpret tightness as disinterest, but what it really means is she's watching who you become when things don't go your way. Do you become reactive, frustrated, or do you stay calm and certain? That calmness is what melts her resistance. Because to a woman, a man's emotional control equals safety, and safety, in her subconscious, equals desire. This is where most men fall apart. They think dominance is about words, about control. It's not. True dominance is a quiet energy that makes her body exhale. It's the stillness in your eyes when she tries to test your boundaries. It's the steadiness in your tone when she pulls away emotionally. Her body reads that steadiness faster than her mind can process it. So ask yourself, what does your energy make her body feel? Does she breathe easier when she's around you? Or does her body tighten because it senses a man who's still unsure of himself? You can't fake presence. You can't trick the female body into feeling safe. It only responds to authenticity. And once you understand that, you stop chasing her approval and start mastering your state. Because when your energy is calm and grounded, her tightness fades, not because you forced it, but because her body finally feels what it's been craving, a man who isn't moved by chaos. The next time you're with a woman, stop overanalyzing her words. Watch her shoulders. Watch how she breathes when you walk into the room. Listen to the pauses in her laughter. That's where her truth lives. Her body speaks before her mouth ever does. And if you're the kind of man who can read that language, she'll never forget you. Because the male body might chase, but the female body remembers. It remembers how it felt around you, the tension or the peace, the safety or the storm. And once a woman's body has felt genuine safety in your presence, she'll crave it even when you're gone. That's the secret few men ever learn. Tell me, when was the last time you looked past her words and actually felt what her body was saying? Drop your answer in the comments below. And if this opened your eyes, like, subscribe, and share this with a man who needs to hear the truth tonight. Let's go deeper. Because what her body reveals goes far beyond attraction. It tells you how she feels about your masculine presence. Most men think women respond to looks, money, or status, but her body doesn't care about that. It's wired to respond to energy. The kind of energy that makes her feel both safe and thrilled at the same time. A paradox that confuses her logic, but pulls her body closer. You've probably seen it before. One man says all the right words, does all the right things, and still, she stays distant. Then another man barely speaks, but her whole body reacts. Her breathing changes, her eyes soften, she leans in without realizing it. That's not magic, that's biology. That's her body recognizing emotional polarity. See, when a woman feels a man's self-assured energy, his grounded calmness, it relaxes her internal system. Her body becomes open, receptive, alive. But when she senses nervousness, pressure, or neediness, her muscles contract. Her body protects itself because it doesn't trust the energy leading it. It's like her subconscious saying, he's not steady enough for me to let go. Tightness in the female body is rarely about disinterest. It's about testing emotional safety. A woman's body tightens when she feels she might lose control of herself. Because women know, whether consciously or not, that if they open up to a man who isn't emotionally strong, it can hurt them deeply. Her body becomes her first line of defense. This is why confidence isn't just something you project, it's something she feels. You can't fake the tone of your nervous system. You can't hide uncertainty behind charm. She feels when your words and your energy don't match. And that mismatch creates resistance in her body, even if her mind wants to like you. When a man is congruent, when his energy, words, and actions align, her body starts to trust him. Her breathing deepens, her posture shifts, her expression softens. She may not even realize why she suddenly feels drawn to you, but it's because her body senses coherence. To her, that coherence means he's real. Women are emotional empaths by nature. Their bodies are scanning you constantly, not to judge you, but to protect themselves. Every woman has been hurt before, betrayed by words that didn't match actions. So when her body tightens around you, it's not rejection. It's her nervous system saying, I've been here before. Show me that you're different. Most men respond to that tension by trying harder. They talk more, they touch more, they rush to prove themselves, but that only tightens her body further because she doesn't need pressure, she needs proof. Proof that you can hold your frame even when she's not giving you validation. That's the unspoken test behind most feminine behavior. It's not about control, it's about containment. Can you contain her energy when it gets unpredictable? Can you stay calm when she's distant, moody, or overwhelmed? The moment you can, her body feels that safety and opens up naturally, because to her, that calmness means, I can surrender here. There's a hidden truth about feminine psychology. Every woman wants to feel desired, but not dominated. She wants a man whose presence makes her feel seen, not possessed. When she tightens up, it's often her body checking whether you're the kind of man who wants to understand her or simply own her. And trust me, her body can tell the difference. A woman's softness is not a reward, it's a response. When a man learns emotional control, her body relaxes into him instinctively. Her barriers drop, her walls crumble. That's when intimacy becomes real, not because you took it, but because she gave it freely. Her openness is earned, not demanded. You see, her tightness isn't meant to frustrate you. It's meant to grow you. It's the universe's way of saying, rise higher, become unshakable. Because when a man learns to lead himself first, the feminine automatically follows. You don't chase her surrender. You create the conditions for it. You can't rush the process. You must be willing to stay calm when she tests your patience. to stay kind when she's distant, to remain strong when she's emotional. That's how you teach her nervous system that you're different from the men who disappointed her before. That's how her body learns that your presence equals peace. And once her body learns that, you'll notice the shift. She'll touch you differently. Her laugh will change. Her hugs will linger longer. Her eyes will soften when they meet yours. You'll feel her tension dissolve, not because she's trying, but because she can finally let go. That's the deepest level of feminine trust, and it's not something she can fake. But here's the part most men miss. This doesn't happen overnight. A woman's body will not fully open until she feels emotional consistency over time. She needs to see that your calmness isn't temporary, that you don't crumble when life challenges you. Because her subconscious knows that how you handle her emotions is how you'll handle life's chaos. So instead of trying to make her relax, be the reason she feels relaxed. Instead of seeking her approval, embody the energy she respects. And instead of demanding her openness, earn it through your stillness. Her body will follow your energy like gravity follows mass. Remember this, the female body doesn't respond to words, it responds to vibration. You can't talk her into feeling safe. You can only become the kind of man whose energy makes her body say, I can trust him. The question isn't, how do I make her open up? The real question is, can you stay grounded when she doesn't? Answer honestly in the comments below. And if this message spoke to something deep inside you, hit like, subscribe, and share this with a man who needs to hear it right now. Let's pull the curtain back even further. Because what her body reveals isn't just about how she feels toward you, it's a map of her relationship with herself. A woman's body holds her story. Every moment of love, fear, heartbreak, and hope, it's stored not just in her memory, but in her muscle tension, her breathing, her posture, her eyes. And when you understand this, you begin to see her not as a mystery to conquer, but as a language to read. You've probably noticed that sometimes, even when you're being kind, her energy feels closed. Her body feels distant. Her smile doesn't reach her eyes. It's easy to take that personally, to think, she's not attracted to me. But what you might not realize is that her body is carrying old emotions from the past, pain she never got to process, fears she never got to release. Women are emotional sponges. Their bodies hold on to everything, especially when they haven't felt safe enough to let it out. When she's tight, not just physically, but emotionally, it means her system is protecting her from being hurt again. And the only way that tension dissolves is not through seduction or strategy, it's through presence. A woman's body knows when she's with a man who listens without trying to fix her, who sees her without judging, who stays calm when she's falling apart. That's when her body starts to breathe again. That's when the tightness fades. You see, in the modern world, women are constantly in masculine energy, working, leading, proving, surviving. Their bodies stay tight because they're always in defense mode. They don't get to relax into their feminine softness until they're around a man whose presence tells them, you can rest now. That's the hidden craving of the feminine, the safety to exhale. And that safety only comes from one thing, your groundedness. A grounded man doesn't try to fix a woman's emotions. He holds space for them. He lets her express, cry, be irrational without losing his own center. When he does that, her body learns that she doesn't need to armor up around him. Her walls fall, her voice softens, her body opens, not as an act of submission, but as a sigh of relief. That's why you'll sometimes see a woman who seems emotionally guarded start to change slowly over time with the right man. Her laughter becomes lighter, her touch warmer, her eyes start to shine again. That's not manipulation, that's healing. And her body knows who helped her heal. But here's where most men fail. They confuse emotional availability with weakness. They think staying calm means becoming passive. Calmness isn't softness, it's power. The kind of power that doesn't need to prove itself. The kind of presence that allows chaos to exist without absorbing it. Women feel that power in your silence, in your eyes, in your breath. It's the invisible strength that says, I'm here. You can be you. And when a woman feels that, something primal awakens in her. Her body recognizes you as a safe polarity, a man who doesn't take her storms personally. That's when her feminine begins to unfold. It's not something you can force, it's something you allow. If you've ever been with a woman who couldn't relax, who always had one foot out the door, it's not because she didn't want to connect. It's because her body never felt safe enough to trust. She was waiting to see if your presence could handle her truth. And maybe she didn't say it, but she was asking, silently, "Can you handle all of me, even the parts I don't show?" That's what her tightness means. It's not just physical tension, it's unspoken emotion. It's every moment she felt unseen, unheard, or misunderstood. And if you can meet that tightness with patience instead of frustration, with stillness instead of judgment, her entire nervous system will start to relax. Men often underestimate the power of being steady. They chase the spark, the chemistry, the fantasy, but they don't realize that the deepest attraction a woman can feel is not excitement, it's peace. Peace is the most seductive energy a man can carry, because in that peace, she finds freedom. She'll start to lean into your presence in ways she can't explain. She'll crave being near you, not because you say the right things, but because her body feels at home. That's when love stops being a game and becomes something deeper, a connection that's not built on desire alone, but on trust. But this requires discipline, because when she tests you, when she withdraws or challenges you, your old instincts will tell you to chase or argue. Don't. Breathe. Stay still. Let her body recalibrate to your calmness, because that's when she feels the truth. He doesn't need to control me. He can hold me. There's something ancient about that dynamic. It's the same instinct that made women throughout history seek men who could protect, not just physically, but emotionally. The protector is not the loudest or the most dominant. He's the one whose energy stays unshaken. You become unforgettable not when you impress her mind, but when you quiet her body. That's the kind of man she dreams about, even if she can't explain why. The man who makes her feel seen without words. The man whose calm is louder than anyone else's noise. So the next time you feel her tense up, don't react. Don't take it as rejection. Smile slightly. Breathe slower. Let your energy speak first. Her body will feel it before her mind catches up. Because in a world full of men chasing control, you'll be the one who mastered presence. And that's the secret most men will never discover. That her body doesn't open for the man she desires most. It opens for the man she trusts most. So tell me, when you think about your past relationships, do you think her tightness was rejection? Or was it fear waiting for calmness? Drop your answer below. And if this truth hit deep, like this video, subscribe and share it with a man who needs to rise into his real power. Let's finish this with a truth most men never have the courage to face. Because what her body reveals about you isn't really about her at all. It's a mirror, reflecting back the energy you bring into her space. Every woman you've ever met has shown you something about your own presence, your own confidence, your own peace or lack of it. The tightness, the distance, the hesitation. It's her body responding to the version of you she's feeling in that moment. And that's where your real power begins. Not in controlling her, but in mastering yourself. The female body is like an emotional tuning fork. It vibrates in harmony with what you are. If you're anxious, she feels it before you say a word. If you're calm, she mirrors it. If you're secretly doubting yourself, her body picks it up and guards itself accordingly. It's not her rejecting you. It's her biology responding to the instability she senses. That's why the work isn't about decoding her, it's about refining you. Because when a man finally learns emotional sovereignty, when he no longer needs approval, when he no longer chases love to prove his worth, he becomes magnetic. Women don't just see it, they feel it. Their bodies open, not out of submission, but out of admiration. Her softness becomes the natural response to your grounded masculinity. You don't demand it, you draw it out. There's a simple but brutal truth. A woman's openness will always mirror your inner certainty. When you hesitate, she protects. When you doubt, she distances. When you stand firm in your peace, she softens. Because her body isn't responding to what you say, it's responding to who you are. And this is where the power dynamic flips. You stop trying to get women to trust you, and instead, you become the kind of man who naturally evokes trust. You stop chasing feminine energy and start embodying the kind of masculine stillness that pulls it toward you effortlessly. That's not manipulation, that's nature. Think about this. A woman doesn't relax for a man who talks about being confident. She relaxes for a man who lives it. His breathing is slow. His eyes don't dart around the room. His tone doesn't change when he's challenged. His silence isn't weak. It's deliberate. When she feels that energy, her body automatically lets go, because deep down she knows, I can rest here. That's the kind of man most women dream of but rarely find. The man whose presence feels like gravity, not chaos. The man who doesn't need to raise his voice to be respected. The one who isn't swayed by emotion but still feels deeply. The one who leads with quiet certainty instead of loud ego. And when you become that man, her body tells you before her words ever do. She'll start to open in small ways. She'll stand closer. She'll mirror your breathing. Her laugh will come from deeper in her chest instead of from her throat. Her body language will shift subtly but unmistakably. It's not something she plans. It's something her subconscious chooses. That's the level of connection most men never reach because they're too focused on tactics instead of transformation. And here's the final secret of the female body. When she trusts your strength, her tightness becomes your guide. Every ounce of tension she holds tells you something about what she's protecting. Don't rush to release it. Understand it. Don't push against her resistance. Invite it to soften by being more still than her storm. That's leadership. That's what her feminine is constantly scanning for. Her body isn't asking for perfection. It's asking for peace. She doesn't need you to have all the answers. She just needs to feel that you won't collapse when things get hard. That's why your discipline, your composure, your emotional balance aren't just for you. They're the silent message that tells her, you're safe here. You can't fake that message. You can't speak it into existence. You can only build it. Every moment you stay composed under pressure, every time you breathe through frustration, every time you choose direction over desperation, you're training your nervous system to lead. And her body will know when that transformation happens, because a man's true strength doesn't shout. It hums. It vibrates quietly through every word, every movement, every silence. When she feels it, her guard lowers. When she feels it, her emotions flow instead of freeze. When she feels it, her body remembers what it means to trust again. You'll know you've become that man when you stop needing to prove it. When her reactions no longer define your worth. When her distance doesn't make you chase, but instead makes you breathe deeper. Because that's when you've mastered polarity. That's when your energy commands respect without effort. The irony is that the more peace you find within yourself, the more passion you awaken in her. Because to a woman, nothing is more intoxicating than a man who cannot be shaken. His stillness becomes her freedom. His focus becomes her desire. His strength becomes her softness. So the next time you wonder what her tightness means, stop asking what's wrong with her. Ask instead, what is my energy communicating? Am I creating safety or tension? Am I showing up as peace or as pressure? Her body will always answer honestly. Remember this forever. Her body's reactions are not random. They're a reflection of the emotional climate you create. When your energy is calm, grounded, and present, her body will naturally respond with openness, warmth, and connection. So, if you truly want to understand women, don't start with their words. Start with your own presence. Because once you master that, you won't have to chase attraction. You'll become it. Now, I want to ask you something personal. When you think about the women in your life, do you think their bodies felt safe with you or guarded? Be honest. Drop your answer in the comments. And if this message hit something deep inside you, like subscribe and share this video with a man who needs to hear the truth tonight. Because the truth is simple. The female body never lies. It reveals the man she's standing in front of. And once you understand that, you'll never look at attraction the same way again.